Hey everybody, Mark Comfort here, owner of Cruise Holidays of Kansas City and Comfort Tours, along with my wife Mimi. And guess what? Last Tuesday, now that's November 14th, based on when you watch this, we celebrated our 35th year anniversary in business. 35 years in this wonderful business. We are so proud of the company that we've built. God has blessed us beyond our wildest expectations. And one of the things I just love doing more than anything personally, especially at this stage of my career, is these hosted groups that I do. And so it's just been so much fun to figure out destinations that are a little bit unique and different. And in this case, on a cruise line called Atlas Ocean Voyages, that's very unique and different. It's much more, they call it an expedition style ship. And I've been on this one, the World Navigator. It's absolutely beautiful, spectacular. We'll go into all that. But I wanted to go over the fact that these smaller yacht-style cruise ships can get into a lot of the areas that other cruise ships cannot or do not go because they're too big. Even the Regent Seven Seas, even the Seabourns and the Vikings that are, let's call it on the small side of medium, right? These are literally less than 200 passenger ships, brand new ships, state of the art. Now, here's the other thing I love about this is part of what I really enjoy is finding deals, finding great values. And one of the best ways to do that is find a new cruise line like Atlas Ocean Voyages. And they are known for their Antarctica cruises and their Arctic, their expedition destinations across the world, and they're built for that. They're built for that. I'm going to take one of these Atlas cruise ships up to Greenland, the west side of Greenland, well above the Arctic Circle in August. So you might want to be, you might want to look at that one too. But this is the same cruise line, and this is why the deal is so great. These cruise lines that are called expedition cruise lines design their ships for the Arctic and the Antarctica areas of the world. Now, the times in between, which are normally spring and fall, again, between the time when they have to leave South America for the Antarctica cruises and the time that they start back up in the Arctic, which is summer months, those months in spring and fall, they have to go to other places in the world. And guess what? They're not known for that. So the deals are so good. So not only is this ship first class, not only is this itinerary unique as unique can be, Atlas made me a deal that I just couldn't say no to. I was actually, Mimi and I were going to go take our royal family trip to Scotland, but they made such a great value to us on this cruise that that's why I'm offering it to you today. I hope you'll join me. Kind of last minute, yes, I realize that, but we'll, you can make the decision now. What a great Christmas present or Thanksgiving gift to give to you and your loved one, your spouse, whomever it might be, your family. So let's talk about this, okay? I will be hosting it along with my son, Spencer. Mimi will not be going with me on this. I've got too much travel in 2024 already lined up, and Mimi with her triple bypass, the new pacemaker, she says, I need to slow down. You go take people all around the world. We'll see you in wherever. So the Canary Islands is where this is going to start off. And that's actually one of the things that piqued my interest. I've never been to the Canary Islands. And I've got a friend of mine out at Weatherby Lake, Jeanette Pringer, grew up on the Canary Islands. And it's owned by Spain, but it's really closer to Portugal and Africa. So we'll start out in Las Palmas, which is one of the islands, Gran Canaria Island in the Canary Islands. And we'll spend 2 nights there. We're working on that right now. But our dollar is so strong in this area, you're going to love the value that we'll have for the prepackaged. And we can help you with air and everything too. Now, this is for 10 nights. Not counting the pre-package of 2 nights. So the pre-package of 2 nights in Las Palmas, if you want to go there, and I sure recommend it. It's kind of out of the way, so you want to get there, right? You want to get there before the ship leaves. And but if you need to do just one night, we can arrange that too for you. So it'll be 12 nights all total, including the 10-night cruise, which is April 18th through the 28th. And the 2 pre-nights will be the nights of the 17th and 16th of April. So we'll actually leave the United States on April 15th. Okay. And again, like I say, it ends up in Nice, France. We'll stay one night there. I'm going to stay one night there. You can go back that day if you've been to Nice. If you haven't, I have been to Nice, but I still want to stay there one day. And what I find is let everybody get off the ship and get on airplanes and go that first day or the day the ship disembarks. And then I normally find that there are better air values if you stay at least one night in a place. And a place like Nice is so historic. So let me go through this with you. I think you'll be impressed with all this. Now, listen, I have not been to a lot of these places, so that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this. So if I pronounce something wrong or don't know a lot about it, that's because I've only studied it a little bit. And we have a great flyer that we can send to you. Matter of fact, it will be on our website along with this webinar, excuse me. So you can find all the details that I will be sharing with you right now on this trip. But value for the dollar, my gosh, this is, Atlas offered us a true 2-for-1. You know, a lot of 2-for-1s are not totally accurate. This is totally accurate and totally a 2-for-1. And we've broken it down by a per person price point at the end of this seminar. So let me when we get done with the webinar, I will show you that per person. But I do want to promise you this. This area, this whole area, as you know, is filled with such incredible history. On the African side, it's that Moorish history that's so, gosh, the Moors that came out of this part of Africa and went up into Spain, especially Spain and Portugal and France. You're going to see a lot of the history that's unique to the Moorish culture, especially in Morocco. But we'll not only have history, lots and lots of history, but we'll have, this might be one of the most unique cultural experiences you'll ever have, especially in Morocco and the Canary Islands. But we also get to these seldom visited ports of call because the ship is small enough. It's 100 staterooms, 200 passengers. Seriously, it's more like a yacht. We will see some yachts in this area that will be almost as big as our ship, the World Navigator. So I like the fact that we go to some ports that, even if you've been on the Spanish and French Mediterranean, they call it the Spanish and French Riviera, you'll probably go to some places you've not been to. So I will talk to you about this just a second, but that's the ship itself. Look at that. I was on this ship in Ushuaia when they did the naming ceremony on this. I had a chance to meet the president, James Rodriguez, and the vice president of sales, Tanya Springer, and all of the people that put the destinations together. And they were so good about working with me to get group space and to make this worth your while to go with me on this, okay? And again, they call it expedition ship, but it is just gorgeous. And I think you're aware, but if not, let me also tell you, we did have 51 people go to Antarctica on this ship. We've had, let's see, all the ships are architecturally the same. Atlas has 3 ships out right now, and they're all exactly the same architecture build, okay? Interior is a little bit different, but we've done a group in that Nice, France area for the Formula One Monte Carlo race back about a year ago from when this will be. It was in May of 2023. And then Lynette and Kim North, Lynette Talge, our group coordinator, and Kim North went on the World Traveler, I believe it was, architecturally just the same as the World Navigator, from Svalbard, Norway, down the east coast of Greenland and ended up in Iceland. So let's go ahead and go through this. Here's a map of the itinerary, and you see where Spain is. If you look where the word Palma de Mallorca, or the P in Palma is, that's Portugal, and then the country, of course, to the right of Portugal is Spain. Right south of that, you see the Strait of Gibraltar. That's Casablanca, Safi, and Agadir, Morocco. Then Port del Rosario and Las Palmas, that is in, it's Spanish controlled, but those are the islands. And as you see it, it's on the far west side of Africa, okay? So I don't have the air yet, we're working on it. Most of the options will go directly from like Chicago or depending on what airline, maybe Atlanta to Madrid and Madrid to Las Palmas, okay? Here's a picture of the island of, it's called the Gran Canaria Island in the Canary Islands, which is part of Spain. Interestingly enough, I just assumed all these years it was part of Portugal, but because the Portuguese really found and settled a lot of these areas. Okay, and then the first full day we will stop, when we leave Las Palmas, we will stop in Puerto del Rosario, also in the Canary Islands. So we get a chance to see what all this is about, that whole area there. And I don't know a lot about it either. Like I say, there is a UNESCO Biosphere Reserve in the capital of Fuerteventura. We're going to learn how to say all this stuff. But it says, you'll be amazed with the rolling hills landscape that's outshined only by the heavenly golden sand beaches along the coast. So I think this is so unique, an area of the world to go to. Now, this place in Morocco, Agadir, when I was researching what was fun, important, what was the draw to Agadir, believe it or not, this is known for all their resorts. It's a very popular place for Europeans and Africans, and the when I say Europeans, I'm also talking about the English, Irish, Scottish, United Kingdom people to go to this beautiful area because the weather's so good. And when we're there in mid to late April, as this goes on, we'll be looking at the 60s and 70s, maybe low 80s if the weather's a little warmer than normal, but the average weather will be in the mid to high 60s, low 70s. So we're going to have some very, very good weather. Great time of the year to travel. And again, I told you all about the Moorish ruins, or the Moorish civilization. They were big castle builders and mosque builders and fortress builders. And we'll see a lot of their ruins throughout this area. And again, as I researched, one of the things that Agadir is known for is their golf resorts. So I'm taking my son Spencer. One of the things that appeal to us is to maybe do some golf while we're in this area. Our dollar is very, very strong there. Now, again, never been to Morocco, so that'll be my 109th country. Safi, I believe it's pronounced. Again, it's everything I'm reading about it is it's a old Mediterranean town on the north, the Moroccan sea coast. And it's known for they call them medinas there, which are like their markets, their open air markets where they sell, carpets, leather, pottery, things like that. And here you go. There it is right there. So again, and by the way, this, as you probably know, the culture is so uniquely different in, these North African countries. And I think that will be charming. These are huge tourist places also. So I have found the more an area is tourist friendly, the safer it is without a doubt. But I will monitor that just in case. But right now, I think this is going to be tremendously fine. I found most smaller places you go in the world, they're just happy to have tourists there. The tourist place I'm talking about. They're happy to have you there and want you to spend your money with them. And that's what they care most about. Okay, and everybody, Casablanca will be one of the biggest draws. And I am honestly probably as excited about seeing Casablanca as any of the places on this itinerary. So just looking at what Casablanca has to offer, it's one of the oldest areas and cities and the largest city in Morocco. It is also got the home. This is called the Hassan II Mosque. And next to the gigantic mosque in Mecca, this is the second biggest mosque in the world. And because of the tower, it is, they're proud to say it's the tallest mosque in the world. Now you can go there or not. I'm going to go there. I'm fascinated by that. I think we all need to try better to understand each other's religions and peoples. And this cultural part of this, I think, will be fabulous. Now, if you don't want to go there, you don't. There's going to be so many different options of things to do all over at each one of these stops. Okay. Alicante, now we go across the Mediterranean into Spain. And look at this, you can just kind of tell. I love this picture. Nicole Busenbark put this slideshow together for me. And I think I love this picture because it has just the best example. On the far left, you see the watchtower. And that's a walled city, a fortress area up there. And then you see the new modern buildings. You see all the yachts and boats and some of the old town that's meshed in with some of the new builds. And look at the beach, look at the waters. It's just gorgeous. Okay. And by the way, in some of these places, if you don't want to do anything at all, just want to go to the beach and take it easy or walk around the city like this, doesn't that look inviting? So cool. So typical, a Mediterranean city. I have been to Palma de Mallorca. I'm a big tennis guy, and the best left-handed tennis player in the world, forgive me, Rod Laver, is Rafael Nadal, and he lives here in Palma de Mallorca. It is the home where many rich people go. It has also been voted, because of its spectacular weather and beauty and scenery and enough to do for everybody. Great food. By the way, if we're going to eat off the ship one night or one day, this would be the place to do it. It's known as one of the best places in the world to live. So, and there's all the fortresses. There's the cathedrals that you see right here. There's just so much to see. When we were there, it was a year ago. When was this exactly? A little over a year ago on Silver Seas. We stopped here and they had one of the Oligards yachts covered in a gigantic tarp. And I'll tell you what, that yacht was as big as the Atlas Ocean Voyage ship, the World Navigator. So like I said, you're going to see, this is, you've heard the old adage, there's money and then there's money and then there's real money. Well, we're going to see some real money in some of these places, especially here at Palma de Mallorca. You can also see that it's known for its beautiful waters and spectacular beaches. But this is a place I'm real excited about because I've never been there, because it's too small for ships, the bigger ships, to get to. So again, that's what I said earlier. We'll go to some very seldom seen, at least by water, by ocean cruise ships, seldom seen ports of call. But this place is known as a great fishing village. It's got this incredible walled city. Look at that. To me, Avignon in France is probably the best kept intact or best intact walled city I've ever seen. Estonia might be too, but this looks like it's every bit as intact as Avignon. So I'm so excited about this. Carcassonne, I believe it is. We'll find out how to pronounce it when we're over there. And I'll do a lot more studying before we have our document party to talk, when I talk to you more about the things to do in this area. I love this picture right here from the river of, almost all of these walled cities. They sit up high like the castles and fortresses everywhere in the world for defensive purposes, obviously. It's like everywhere you go outside of the United States, it seems like, and Greenland and Iceland, they've been war torn for centuries upon centuries upon centuries upon centuries upon centuries. It's just crazy. So they've learned to, life is preserved by their defense, and that's why their walled cities are like this. I have not been here, but I've heard so much about this. This is one of the hot spots in the French Riviera. Holly and Dave Juckett went there on their Atlas cruise last year, and they said it was just magnificent. And again, there's so much to do at all of these ports. And in some of these places, you might not want to do any of the organized tours. You might want to just walk around town and shop. Love that picture right there too. Again, like I say, history, culture, and seldom visited ports of call, to me, is the real draw here. There's going to be a lot of history, as you can imagine. And then we end up in Nice, France, and there you've seen some of those spectacular yachts that they will have there right down on the harbor. I'm going to stay an extra night. If you've been to Nice and don't want to stay there, we're going to stay right on the beach area, the harbor area, and go into Old City before we leave the next day. And by the way, if you want us to customize your trip, you want to stay in France longer or go to Italy or Spain, we most certainly can do that. Same way on the front end. If you want to go earlier and be gone longer, we'll customize the pre and the post packages for you. So love that picture too. And you know, this whole area, I didn't say anything about the scenery, but there's mountains all over, everywhere we're going to go. And mountains coming right up to the beach area, the ocean, that always is beautiful. It is to me, it is to most people. Okay, let me talk about the ship just a little bit. That's a beautiful shot of the state-of-the-art small yacht style ship called the World Navigator. They have there's 100 staterooms on this ship, but they bring a lot of their naturalists that they have on board during the Arctic and Antarctic to help teach you about things, take you out on the zodiacs, things like this. They'll have some summer, if the weather's warm enough, they'll have some summer opportunities to do some things like water ski and paddleboard and kayak and things like that. So this is the World Navigator, okay? Beautiful picture. I love the pictures here. And they have, I think they've just done a marvelous job of hiring and training staff. Almost all of our clients have been very, very pleased with the service, very pleased with the wine selections, with the food quality. And in the Mediterranean, whereas in the Arctic and Antarctic on level 4, they have the Porto dining room, they will also have an outdoor alfresco dining room on that floor too. So that will be one additional opportunity for restaurant eating on the ship. But of course, you can have room service 24/7. The picture up on the top right is there is a spa area on the ship. There's also a fabulous sauna. So if you're, I love saunas. So there's a great sauna that's free of charge. Spa services, of course, are not free. Most everything, you know, tours will cost, but the wine is included, spirits are included, your drinks, coffees and teas are included. That's a great picture of the dining room down below. This is called the Observation Dome, and it's a fabulous place. This also, they'll have entertainment, mild, small. Somebody, matter of fact, when we were there, the cruise director was a lot of the entertainer. And then they had a singer that they brought on, or that they had on for the whole time, and she entertained us. She was excellent. But this Observation Dome is one of the places that people will meet every day. And if they have meetings, it'll be there too. Now there is the check-in area, very comfortable, very nice. Dining, let's talk about that. Yeah, the restaurant's really a pretty restaurant, beautiful restaurant, I think. And again, its service, I think, is a big, big deal. I think you'll be very pleased with the service. They've really gotten better as the ship has, it's only 2 years old right now. Okay, shows you some good options of food and wine. Gosh, I haven't eaten today. I'm getting hungry just looking at this. Okay, there you go. This young man was one of our servers up in the Observation Dome, and they do a lot of things. They work everywhere, it seems like. Don't know when they sleep, but They get to know you. They're very, very all international. He is Indonesian, and many Indonesian people on the ship. They just have the heart to serve. Okay, there's one of the lounges. Porto, there's the main dining room, and the gentleman who has built this ship and owns the ships is Portuguese. He's actually Portuguese. He lives in, I believe he lives in Colombia, South America right now. He's the third largest river cruise owner in the world. So, you know, there's a lot of river cruises by Viking, by Alma, by Avalon, Uniworld, Talk. Well, there's a lot of the European river cruises too, and he builds and owns more river cruise ships than all but two other companies in the world, Viking being one of those two. Okay, every cruise line has to have a coffee shop or a pantry where you can just pick up whatever it is, grab and go snacks, you know, the coffees like you see there, the cappuccinos, specialty teas. They also have smoothies there, and you'll always have a lot of muffins and things like that. A lot of little breakfasts, kind of like wraps that they'll have too. Okay, and salads, as you see. Okay, that's a very popular place, right in the middle of the ship on deck 4. Yeah, you'll be there a lot. You can also order dining 24/7 in your room. Anything from tapas or whatever else you might want. So, and by the way, they have some wonderful suites on this ship. And real quick, I'm going to get to the values. So if you've ever wanted to get a suite, the deal is so good. This is probably something you ought to consider for to get a suite. Okay, there's the Dome Observation Lounge. I showed you that earlier. Health and wellness. There's the sauna that I was talking about on the bottom right, and that's free of charge. So that's you know, that's something very, very popular on all ships. I know I'm a big sauna guy. And then they have the fitness studio. So if that's your thing, they have that for you. Okay, the jogging track up above on the top deck. They do have, as you see, a nice size pool for the size ship and 2 hot tubs. Okay, so obviously you'll want to bring your swim suits or swim trunks, yoga sessions, things like that. Okay, so what we did, I've had a lot of people say, okay, how much is it per person instead of telling me the 2 for 1? Well, so it's a true 2 for 1. So we just took the cost for, you know, the 2 people and divided it in half. So literally the per person cost will start for an ocean view at $3,200 per person and go up to the Navigator suite that is $8,200, and then all the price ranges between there. But the Journey suites, look at that. I had the Journey suite when I was in on the World Navigator for the naming ceremony. My gosh, it was very nice. And I know the Discovery suite is even nicer, and the Navigator suite is their best. So pre and post packages, again, like I say, you just have to, if you're interested in that, we'll get you the pricing on that. And I recommend strongly to do at least the 2-night pre-package in Las Palmas. And the deposits are $1,035 per person. That's per person, and $1,535 per person for the suites. There is a $285 immediately non-refundable part of that. So be sure you want to do this, and I'd love to have you come with us. Final payment is coming up here a little less than a month. So keep that in mind too, but what a good Christmas present to give yourself. Okay, how do you book this? If you have a vacation advisor, just give her a call or email. And our phone number here is 816-505-1500, as it says, 505-1500. You can go to groups at chkc.travel, and all this information is on our website. Lynette Talge, our group coordinator, is kind of coordinating all this. That's Lynette on the bottom right. And that is our staff. We are here to help you. That's not our full staff. That's actually our staff that's been with us 3 years or longer. So I want to invite you to join me. I think this will be as unique a trip as you've taken probably in quite a while. I guess maybe the Arctic or Antarctica is a little different. Greenland most certainly is different, but going to some places that you don't normally go to on a ship this size is going to be a marvelous experience. Okay. Well, hey, everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. It is right before Thanksgiving, so may I wish you a very, very happy Thanksgiving. And we are so appreciative and thankful for your business. We are appreciative of your and thankful for your referrals. Please don't forget to tell your friends, your family about us and what we do, because we do specialize in ocean cruises, have for 35 years now. River cruises, that's a pretty new segment for us, basically 20 years, and all-inclusive resorts and tours from our friends at Globus and safaris, things like that, customized land-based trips. So that's what we do a lot of. We use our Comfort Tours department for land, and we do that, and we use those companies a lot for the pre and the post packages too. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. And hey, I look forward to having you join my son, Spencer. You'll like him. He's more fun than I am. And I'm a lot of fun, I think. So I wish you the very best. I wish you the happiest of Thanksgivings. And I hope this will be a trip that you're interested in. If you are, boy, please let us know sooner than later. With that deposit, we can actually hold the cabin for you, okay, that you want. And Nicole will send a link out to you also, or there'll be one on our website, so you can send this webinar on to anybody else who might want to be to join you on this. Okay, I think that's a good slide right there to end this on. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.